Help, I'm having an emergency.
What do you want from me?
I'm out of toothpaste.
This is not an emergency.
Thank you to Notion for sponsoring a portion of this video, and to our patrons for supporting the channel.
Here's my problem. I don't know which one to buy.
You walk into a store and you go, "Can I have toothpaste?" And they'll go, "Sure." And then they'll walk you to the toothpaste aisle and you will look at the numbers, and whichever number is the lowest, you pick that one up and you buy it.
That's what I did with this one, Taha. And then people started offering me more chewing gum.
What toothpaste do you use?
I don't like that I'm going to be framed in this video as a British. I'll just say that up front. Toothpaste is toothpaste. I go on Amazon and I buy whatever the cheapest, like 24 pack of toothpaste is.
Taha buys toothpaste where I buy toilet paper. I use Sensodyne, whitening, repair, and protect.
I used Sensodyne the other day. It's kind of nice. It's like, it doesn't foam as much, so you can like brush without feeling like you're about to be waterboarded.
I do have sensitive teeth, and that's why I started to use Sensodyne, but I don't want to mention that I have an Aesop one as well, because that's stupid.
You have an Aesop toothpaste?
It's in an aluminum tube, which I love, and I love aluminum tube packaging. But this is why I don't use this one every single day, because this is like, I travel with this one because it makes my breath fresher.
So the normal people in your normal life have to get your like suboptimal breath. And then the people who travel, they're like, damn.
They get Aesop me, and everyone else gets Sensodyne me.
Doesn't make any sense.
I'll be honest here, guys. You have not helped me out in my emergency.
That's because this is truly not an emergency.
But it kind of is, isn't it? First, there's all of the moral baggage that comes with having cavities, yellow teeth, or bad breath. If you have ever felt self-conscious or outright shame about these things, you might end up like Melissa with 2 top-shelf toothpaste to tackle it. Or maybe you're like Taha and you think that all toothpaste is just toothpaste, interchangeable. How confident are you that that's true? Is repairing enamel, reversing cavities, and preventing erosion just marketing terms for the same thing? Or are there different mechanics at play? I honestly don't know. All I do know is that we are expected to keep our adult teeth from age 9 to 99 or pay the consequences. Literally. Preventative care, like cleanings and x-rays, can already cost a few hundreds of dollars a year on average, but restorative care, like fillings, crowns, and root canals, can cost thousands alongside a world of pain. So choosing the right toothpaste seems important, especially for me because I have what one dental receptionist called very bad insurance. I don't think she meant to say it out loud. Anyway, to save my oral health and wealth, I'm gonna figure out which toothpaste has the best bang per buck. To do that, I need to know how much price differences reflect meaningfully different benefits versus marketing budgets. So I gathered a sample across different health promises, price points, and places. Because toothpaste isn't just confined to pharmacies. It can also be found in grocery stores, soap stores, and department stores where toothpaste was like a luxury good. I even imported this toothpaste from Japan that Reddit claims is better than anything in North America. After an embarrassingly long time,
I think I'm gonna get this one because I don't know what oxygenating white is. This is pure mint. No, this is clean mint. Oh my god.
and even embarrassingly more money,
$75?
I had what I needed to compare toothpaste at every price point.
And here it is. My entire video budget. This is nowhere near as dramatic as I hoped.
So I spent the next 3 days logging all the differences between the toothpaste. I started with the packaging, noting all the buzzwords, pictures, and promises. Then I wrote out all the ingredients, which really challenged my literacy. Finally, it was actually time to try them out, and I had to start with Aquafresh. I've never actually tried it before because it's discontinued in Canada, but I have dreamt of this nurdle, which is what you call the little blob of toothpaste. I think it's because of those old commercials. The stripes just make it look like the platonic ideal of a toothpaste. And I know I'm not crazy for saying that because Aquafresh actually got into a legal battle with Colgate when they released this toothpaste. Aquafresh claimed that Colgate was trying to trade off the commercial magnetism of the stripes. I could kind of see it. This is my first time trying it. I'm really excited. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure the stripes are just cosmetic. The official Aquafresh website says that they just symbolize the different features of the toothpaste. When I was a kid and I'd watch those commercials, I thought that if I only use the red stripe, I'd only get the red stripe benefits. But no, the stripes are just dyed a different color with a slightly different viscosity, so it doesn't mix in the tube. That's one toothpaste down. I think there's 27 more to go. I logged how each toothpaste tasted, felt, and foamed in my mouth. This children's one supposedly changed color after 2 minutes, so I tried it. And I think that it was the first time I've ever actually brushed my teeth for a full 2 minutes. And it worked!
Whoa!
I'm not gonna show you because it's kind of gross, but it is pink.
My mouth hurts. I don't think it was smart to do this all in one go, but I've already started. I feel like I just have to commit. Some toothpaste felt great in my mouth. Others were so minty it borderlined on spicy. Some of them were grainy while others felt great, but a handful were just genuinely disgusting.
Alyssa, what the
The Japanese toothpaste? I don't know what flavor that is, but it isn't mint. All right, let's log this all down in the database, which I made on Notion. Wow. You see, Notion makes it really easy to log different data types across my desktop and my phone. So while I was typing out the price and the ingredients on my computer, I could easily switch to my phone if I wanted to take photos of specific elements or write down the flavor as I was brushing my teeth. Notion databases also have powerful sorting, grouping, and filtering so that I can find patterns in data. So we can specifically find if any ingredients contain mica. This is an ingredient that makes your toothpaste sparkly, and unsurprisingly, it's in these like advanced whitening toothpaste that are pretty expensive. This is what I love about Notion, because their tools are really simple but flexible, which makes it incredibly powerful. I don't have to waste time trying to wrangle some convoluted software. Using Notion just makes sense. They have different properties that work for any occasion, they have relational databases, they have formulas. You could make it as complex as you want or as simple as you need. This is why we chose to build Answer in Progress on Notion 5 years ago. This is the production card for this toothpaste video. Oh, maybe this sponsor should be Notion. Boom! Publishing date. Hey guys, I'm calling my shot. Let's go live on April 10th. Let's see if we did that. We literally run all of Answer in Progress on Notion. We have standard operating procedures. That's a business thing. But Notion also makes it easy to switch from professional to personal projects, which I do because I love Notion. I use it as the backend for my internet zine, coolthingswefound.com, where people submit cool things they found, and then I curate it into a little theme. This theme was Space to Play, and it's just like different types of games and ways to play on the internet, but also like with grief and like a documentary about the culture of games. And it's so easy to use because if somebody wants to suggest a cool thing and they type things out here, they're like, oh yeah, and they want to submit it, well, you need to submit an actual link, but then if they do submit an actual link, it goes to a Notion database. I can see the thing that they submitted. I can see their entire submission, and then I can sort through it. I could upload a fallback image, I can write the blog title, I can write out a description, I could sort the post type, all of this information, I can input it here, and then I hit publish, and then it goes, boop, here. I don't need to write out every specific thing and open up HTML and think about coding. I could do it all in Notion. Truly and honestly, I have never encountered a better value product in my life. If you have ever wanted a second brain to bring your ideas to life, click the link in the description and get started with Notion today. Notion is so good, guys. Anyway, let's get back to toothpaste. So, how does all this data actually help us understand which toothpaste offers the best bang for our buck? Well, we could start by looking at the two main things I care about: price and health benefits. I found the cost per mil of each toothpaste to make them easier to compare, and then sorted them into 4 major groups based on the claims on their packaging. And I found an interesting pattern. Higher prices tended to have fewer health claims. Let me explain. The smallest but most expensive group was luxury toothpastes. These ones. Like, listen to the description on these. The pleasure of taste. The surprising charm of a sweet floral mint taste dedicated to women. The pleasure of flavor. The icy shiver produced by the cool mint leaves you with a lasting taste and unforgettable freshness. Distinctively flavored toothpaste to clean teeth and gums effectively and maintain immaculate oral hygiene. Basically, the only pitch for these toothpastes is that they taste so good that you're gonna want to keep brushing your teeth. And I don't even think that's true because all of these tasted nasty. Next, we have alternative toothpaste. These ones also don't focus on their health benefits. Like, they do have some, like sensitivity relief or whitens teeth, but more attention seems to go into what's not in the toothpaste. No fluoride, no artificial flavors. This toothpaste, it's vegan. I didn't know non-vegan toothpaste was an option. Anyway, next are cosmetic toothpastes. Ones like this. They're all about whitening teeth or freshening breath. This is also where you'll find the most creative synonyms for the word mint. Finally, there are therapeutic toothpastes. Now, these toothpastes focus on selling the clinical benefits of them. They got science-y diagrams to focus on how they'll tackle sensitivity, or they might even have some seal of approval. Now, these groupings are at least partially a byproduct of market segmentation, a business strategy that categorizes customers based off similar needs and tastes. I mean, you've bought toothpaste before, you know which group you're in. But I just didn't expect this pricing pattern, where the lower the average cost, the higher the average amount of claims. I mean, it's great for my goal of min-maxing toothpaste, but it is that kind of unintuitive finding that deserves a closer look. Maybe the pattern comes from economies of scale, since the cheaper toothpaste tend to be from bigger brands. Or maybe these specific market segments are just willing to pay more for something that targets their specific identity. Or maybe these claims aren't true. I know, I'm gonna sound like a conspiracy theorist, but sometimes you have to ask stupid questions to get interesting answers. And I am about to ask the stupidest one of them all. You see, the main thing toothpaste with big health claims have in common is fluoride. And I've gotta ask, what does fluoride do? I know. At a time when trust in scientific consensus is being dangerously eroded by political motivations and AI slop, I do not want to be asking this question. Because I know there is scientific consensus! Fluoride isn't dangerous for humans in the doses we find in toothpaste and regulated water supplies. And fluoridated water correlates with a high reduction in cavities. But how? And also, we drink water, but we're not supposed to eat toothpaste. It says it on every one of these boxes. Keep out of reach of children. If swallowed, call poison control. If swallowed, get medical help. If swallowed, call a poison control center. Why can we drink fluoride but not eat toothpaste? Not that I'm trying to eat toothpaste, but I'm curious. What does fluoride in toothpaste actually do? And does it, alongside the other ingredients, actually live up to the claims we see in the packaging? Because I am trying to minimize costs while maximizing health benefits. Obviously, that means luxury, alternative, and cosmetic toothpaste are off the table. They're not even trying to interest me. But this leaves a fair, albeit gross, question. What actual benefits do therapeutic toothpaste have over no toothpaste at all? Do we actually need it? I didn't expect to get here. I'm gonna be so honest. But you know, not buying toothpaste at all is kind of a good way to minimize costs. It's not that crazy of a question, right? Right? Let's do a research montage. So I got into researching how fluoride works, how it got into toothpaste, and how important it actually is for my oral health. It was shockingly interesting and gave me a whole new appreciation for toothpaste. Hello, friends. What's up?
I actually have no idea what we're doing here.
I'm here to tell you about fluoride.
I'm upset. 2 days ago, I ran out of toothpaste. So I did my big order.
What did you buy?
Fluoride.
And that's what I'm here to talk to you about today.
Am I allowed to ingest fluoride?
Do I have to get rid of these?
I have good news. Fluoride is kind of the GOAT.
Woo!
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
So the first thing you need to know is that fluoride is a surprisingly modern solution to the surprisingly modern problem of tooth decay.
What?
The problem of tooth decay is absolutely a problem of industrialization.
This is Professor Peter Miskell, the business historian behind this amazingly specific paper.
In the 19th century, sugar becomes a lot cheaper, it's mass-produced. People's diets shift and their sugar consumption increases enormously.
Okay, so wait, why is sugar bad for your teeth?
So the exposed part of a tooth is made of 3 layers: a hard shell of enamel, a softer porous bulk of dentin, and a sensitive pulp which contains blood vessels that carry nutrients to keep the tooth alive. The pulp also has nerve endings, which is why, if your enamel thins and the dentin is exposed, extreme temperatures can trigger sensitivity. One way your enamel can thin is through acid exposure. Tooth erosion occurs when that acid comes from our diet, or reflux.
I went to the dentist this weekend. They asked me about my diet. They were like, do you snack? I'm like, oh, not really. I eat oranges. And they were like, oh, that should be fine. And I went, no. I usually eat a bag of oranges a day. The dentist stops typing and the assistant stops moving and they both look at me. But now I'm learning why that's a problem.
Tooth decay is slightly different from tooth erosion because the acid is actually the result of fermentation. When the bacteria in our mouths feed on things like sugar left behind by food, sugar that became exponentially more common after the 17th century and basically unavoidable by the 20th.
You get this shocking set of statistics by the late 19th, early 20th century about the proportion of the population that just either don't have any teeth at all or who are suffering from quite significant levels of tooth decay.
To combat this, the only solution early dentists could really recommend was mechanically removing the food from your teeth. In other words,
The brush came first.
What are they?
They're brushing raw?
a lot of early 20th century toothpaste brands only served one benefit: a pleasant taste to make regular brushing more pleasant. Some had an abrasive element to help scrub more effectively, but it was only in the mid-20th century when dentists got a third benefit to fight against tooth decay: fluoride.
What is it doing for my teeth?
When we drink or brush with a fluoridated product, fluoride ions dissolve in our saliva, leaving free ions floating around. Now remember our enamel? It's made of this mineral called hydroxyapatite, and fluoride ions look a lot like one of its components. This is important because when acid breaks down our enamel, all those hydroxyapatite components kind of come apart. They remineralize after our saliva neutralizes the environment. But now, fluoride has joined the party.
So then the fluoride binds to the pieces of the hydroxyapatite and it saves it from being destroyed.
This new mineral, strengthened with fluoride, is more acid resistant, making it harder for acid to demineralize your enamel in the future.
So it's stronger than your enamel. That's what you just said.
Yes.
We actually upgraded humans through technology. They dropped a patch for teeth, the fluoride patch. This is sick.
Now this patch wasn't trivial. While some of fluoride's dental benefits were discovered in the 1930s, the first toothpaste with fluoride only came out in 1954.
Why was there such a lag?
Yes,
30
so
years.
here's the thing. Chemistry is hard.
Nobody, even in the 1950s, had believed that there would be a therapeutic benefit of fluoride for adults.
This is Dr. Robert Karlinsey, the principal investigator of custom dental formulations.
In the 1920s and 1930s, sodium fluoride was the original fluoride that used to be made just like in the dental office. They would just apply it directly to the kid's mouth. But every time they tried to formulate a toothpaste with sodium fluoride, it would never clinically have a benefit.
The problem was that sodium fluoride would react with other toothpaste ingredients, forming a compound that wouldn't dissolve in your mouth, meaning no fluoride patch. It took a team at Procter & Gamble partnering with scientists at Indiana University, including Robert's mentor, to engineer a new form of fluoride that could actually survive inside a tube of toothpaste.
Procter & Gamble announces Crest toothpaste with Fluorestan.
The American Dental Association were highly skeptical.
Unfortunately, in this field, and I'm going to just say this, it's not policed very well. It's not regulated very well.
This meant that even though Crest had gotten fluoride into toothpaste, they needed to prove that it worked.
Crest, the cavity fighter.
So they spent the next 6 years running clinical trials
Proved in laboratory tests.
until they had enough evidence to earn the ADA's seal of approval.
Accepted by the Therapeutics Council of the American Dental Association.
Crest kind of really in the 1960s established a sizable lead.
Crest has fluoride. Many toothpastes don't.
A new age of toothpaste had begun. It couldn't just encourage a habit anymore. It needed clinical health benefits. After fluoride and anti-cavity became the standard, brands turned their attention to reducing sensitivity, tackling gum disease, and whitening teeth without damaging enamel. This is how toothpaste technically became an over-the-counter drug. It's also why shopping for new toothpaste can get so overwhelming. All those different claims actually require different ingredients and testing. So while the boxes look similar, there can be a lot more going on behind the scenes. This pharmaceutical shift has proven benefits, but not everyone is convinced.
Okay, why is now there such a movement of fluoride-free toothpaste? Why did fluoride become so villainized?
So, to be totally honest, I didn't want to talk about this. I'm just trying to make a fun video about toothpaste, and whatever is going on with the anti-fluoride movement didn't really come up in my research. But after Melissa asked that question, I got a little curious. So I looked into it, and I realized it's worth covering. So I guess let's ruin this video's comment section. Many fluoride critics actually agree that fluoride is great in safe doses. The argument seems to be what a safe dose actually is and whether we're getting one. It's a surprisingly relevant question for this video. If I'm trying to min-max toothpaste, I should know if fluoride has any health costs that outweigh the benefits, right? Unfortunately, most of the answers out there are misunderstandings at best and willful misinformation at worst. So, I am going to try and lay out the anti-fluoride argument in as intellectually honest a way as I can. Fluoride is a toxic substance. We know that too much at once can lead to gastrointestinal pain, and too much for too long can lead to bone disease. There have also been attempts to link fluoride to other problems. Bone cancer, heavy metal poisoning, lower IQ scores in children. Most of these links are basically debunked, although the jury is still out on this IQ score thing. Regardless, you need to remember, the dose makes the poison. Like, even though all those toothpaste told me not to eat it, a potentially toxic dose for a small child would still require eating mouthfuls on purpose. An adult would need to get through a few tubes. Like this wouldn't kill ya. Don't do it though. But if fluoridated toothpaste isn't the problem, what is? My mouth is dry, let's go get water. It'll be relevant. Some countries, like Canada and the US, artificially fluoridate their water supply. It's a public health intervention to prevent cavities. But the fluoride is at a way lower concentration than toothpaste, so we can drink it. Fluoridation is repeatedly shown to reduce cavities, which is great for our oral health and also our wallets because fillings are expensive. Now, some places may not fluoridate their water for political reasons, or because they don't need to if their water is naturally fluoridated. On the other hand, some places need to defluoridate their water because there's naturally too much. Because remember, fluoride is a toxic substance. The World Health Organization has set 1.5 milligrams of fluoride per liter of drinking water as a safety limit to avoid fluoride toxicity. To be extra cautious though, countries like the US and Canada target way lower concentrations, enough to get the dental benefits without the risk. But here's where the anti-fluoride debate kicks in, because a concentration is not a dose. So theoretically, if you drink a whole bunch of fluoridated water, eat food prepared with fluoridated water, and brush your teeth 3 times a day with a fluoridated toothpaste, you might find yourself with a chronic overexposure to fluoride. As far as I can tell, this exposure ambiguity underpins a lot of the anti-fluoride argument. Like, all of science agrees that fluoride is unsafe in unsafe doses. But if someone is convinced that even regulated exposure is unsafe, no dental benefit of fluoride is worth that risk. The good news is that this theoretical concern doesn't really exist in practice. You see, the earliest signs of a little too much fluoride is this thing called dental fluorosis. This is actually how we discovered fluoride's dental benefits in the first place. Teeth with these stains were abnormally strong. I wrote about this story in our upcoming newsletter. It's wild. Now, if you or someone you know has something like this, don't worry, it's just a cosmetic thing. One that makes it very obvious when communities are potentially getting a little too much fluoride. And we do pay attention. For example, in 1968, Canada used to have a way higher target concentration of fluoride. But we know that fluoridated toothpaste became more common after that, increasing people's average fluoride exposure. Expert panels consider factors like teeth staining against fluoride's dental benefits in order to understand when it is necessary to update the target threshold. So Canada lowered the target concentration. The most recent time was 2008, and the US did it in 2015. So as the research currently stands, I feel confident that I'm getting fluoride in safe doses, meaning it doesn't have any health harms that outweigh the benefits. Honestly, now I just need to figure out which fluoride toothpaste I should actually buy.
Toothpaste is kind of expensive, and I'm just like, why not go to the dollar store? It's the same thing.
This is Whitney DiFoggio, otherwise known as Teeth Talk Girl.
I am a registered dental hygienist, and I'm currently enrolled in a doctoral program for health science. I loved going to the dentist as a little kid, right? Like, I really did. I fell in love with prevention.
I came across her work on YouTube where she makes a bunch of these applied oral healthcare videos. This is just making me realize that teeth are awful to look at. Anyway, I figured she could help me understand which toothpaste is worth it. But then she threw me a bit of a curveball.
Technique is more important than what product you're using. Most people are just brushing wrong. It's not that they're using the wrong toothpaste. So with the regular toothbrush that we all know and love, always a soft or extra soft bristle. You never want to scrub brush like you're scrubbing the kitchen floor. Gentle circles, angling the bristles toward the gum line with a 45-degree angle. So then it's 30 seconds in each quadrant. And you want to think about those bristles going into the gums, not just brushing your teeth. You need to brush that area where the tooth and the gum meet. You're supposed to brush twice a day, floss and or clean between your teeth at least once a day. It's disrupting that plaque biofilm that's sitting between your teeth. You just need something that your toothbrush can't get to.
This conversation made me realize that I never learned how to brush my teeth. At least I don't remember. I just have a bunch of heuristics from my parents or TV shows, some of which matter, a lot of which don't.
Everyone asks, should I brush or floss first? As long as you're doing both and you're doing them correctly, we don't care what order you do things in.
The truth is, different toothpastes are different, but none of it matters unless you use it right.
Everyone I've ever worked with is like, buy the cheapest toothpaste that doesn't have all the glitz and glam. You don't need all these extra things it does. The only time I would buy an expensive one is if your dentist prescribes you a prescription strength fluoride.
So to min-max toothpaste, you need to do 3 things. First, you need to figure out if you have any special dental needs, like sensitivity or a history of cavities. If you do, get a specialty toothpaste. If not, you can choose whatever you like. You could be like Taha and buy whatever's convenient, or you could be like Melissa and choose something that makes you feel good, even if it's expensive and contains wasabi. But no matter what you choose, you need to use it right.
If you're using a toothpaste, you don't like the taste of it, it's gonna be much harder to get through that full 2 minutes.
It really is this easy. Now, for me, you'd think I'd know the answer if I had special dental considerations, but remember at the start of this video when I told you that my dentist was really weird about my insurance? It was such an awkward interaction that I have avoided going to the dentist ever since. So I don't know if I have issues. My jaw regularly hurts, but I don't know if that's like a toothpaste thing. I'm scared to bring it up because what if they get weird about my insurance again? I guess for the sake of this video and just to finish my quest of min-maxing toothpaste, I'll do it. I'm gonna face my dental anxiety. And by that I mean, I found a new dentist. During my initial checkup, we had a long conversation to see if my teeth required anything special. Usually I don't like to bring anything up because I don't know if it's like a real problem or not. But after spending the last month working on this video, I actually felt kind of equipped to talk about my health. It was nice. It was also, technically, the most expensive interview I have ever conducted. Why is the dentist so expensive? But I figured out why my jaw hurts. Apparently, I clench my teeth at night because I'm stressed for some reason. But that makes it a therapy problem, not a toothpaste one. Otherwise, according to the dentist, I have a, and I quote, very boring mouth. Who is socializing dentists? But my boring mouth means that I can just use the cheapest toothpaste I like. And I can make an informed decision because I have tried all of them. Ugh. Where is it? I know which one I want. There it is! Colgate Triple Action. The commercial magnetism of these stripes, undeniable. Eat your heart out, Aquafresh. You left Canada, so I leave you. Oh, this is also the cheapest toothpaste purchase. This tube was $1. It's all the way up, dude. I'm living good. Okay, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed.